All right, so tonight's training is essentially all about social media. So if you're confused as to where to start, or you might actually be sitting here thinking, you know what, I actually don't even have an Instagram account or a business Facebook page or a personal Facebook page or Twitter or Snapchat, what's this, what's that? Or you might be sitting here thinking you're not necessarily confident knowing what to post on which platform, and you might just be sitting here being confused as to what on earth I'm actually talking about. This training is going to give you some basics to get it right and get the momentum and really connect with people in your business. But this training does come with a bit of a controversial caveat. So really, this training is actually specifically for Arbonne lifers. So if you're sitting here thinking, oh, I'm not sure, I'm just kind of playing in my business, or I'm going to dip a toe in the water and I'm not really sure where the business is going to go, then I would really suggest that listen to the training anyway, but don't necessarily take on the advice that I'm going to be giving you, because this has the potential to completely transform your business. So, if you're sitting here thinking, I'm not really sure, and you start this training and you start employing some of the practices that I'm sharing with you, and then you do end up stopping your business, then your friends are going to be like, what on earth happened to that thing that you were super passionate about and now you're not? So it's just going to cause lots and lots of questions and potential angst. So the caveat is, absolutely, Natalie, if you're here thinking absolutely in with Arbonne, whether it's a hobby for life or a business for life, then absolutely and utterly you're in the right place to hear this training. So if you do social media and you do social media well, you can actually build an incredibly successful global online business, and people will absolutely want to connect with you as a result. And really, if you don't do this, then you really can expect your business just to stay in our own backyards. And really, I guess, potentially what you could perceive to be play it small. So if you want to have this massive online global business and you want to have a crack at this, then everything online is absolutely the way forward. So a little bit about social media. So if you're sort of thinking, great, I'm in, I've got a Facebook page, I've got this, what do you actually post on which platform? So I would encourage you to Google all of the different social media platforms, and what you do is really ultimately your call, but I would recommend that you actually just pick 2 that you really connect with, maybe 3, but really 2 is the perfect amount, and do them well. That will be the difference between building a successful business that it has the opportunity to go global and building a business that's essentially staying in your backyard. But I love this little slide because it really does kind of give you some one-liners explaining what each of the social media platforms actually are for. And I kind of laughed a little bit when I read all of these. So the ones that I'm on is Facebook. So I love to tell everybody that I peed. And also on what's actually not on there, which is Instagram, which is similar to Facebook, but it's kind of like a Facebook and YouTube, like look at this, because you can do video and all sorts of things. So they're the 2 that I'm essentially on. The next slide really is one of something that's really dear to my heart, because I think if you actually are sitting here thinking that social media doesn't necessarily have an important function in your business, then I'm absolutely here to tell you that you're wrong, and you will be left behind. We have an online global business in the palm of our hand, and if you really want to get your business online, then absolutely and utterly start using social media accounts. And the key with this is that it's being consistent with your posts, not constant, but consistent with what you post. And really the aim is to inspire others to be their best or live their best life, which leads me into my first tip. Your social media accounts are actually not about you. If you're making social media about you, what happens is when something really amazing happens in your business or in your life and you want to post about it, like you received your bonus, or Irina, like you've just started your business, which is awesome, or you smashed a particular training segment that you might have done for the team, or you reached the next level in your business, or you went into qualification for the next level of your business, or you earned a free trip, or you've got the car, or all of the amazing things that go with our business. Or even it might be something as simple as, tonight you got to spend the evening with some rock stars doing some online training, and you might just want to, brag on someone that you really resonated and connected with. If you're actually making the whole thing about you, you're actually going to feel like you're being a show-off by posting this or saying what you really want to say and being passionate, and rightfully so. So what I want you to think of every time you're actually posting something is actually ask yourself, how is my post inspiring others? Because every time I go to post something, I do a quick sanity check. Is this post going to inspire someone? Because there is absolutely not one time that I actually ever feel like I'm showing off when I post something. Instead, I think, you know what, I'm so grateful that this has actually happened to me, because it shows other people what's possible in this business. I am the proof that the business works. You know, I'm the proof you can actually love what you do. And I'm the proof that we have fun in our team. So I think if you ask yourself, you know, how is my post inspiring someone? This single question will actually transform everything you do and how you think. Because if you're feeling guilty and think that you're boasting, or you might be getting a big head, or you're showing off, then you really are making it all about you. And as we hear time and time again, this business is not about us. You know, how many times have we heard this? It's truly about the value and the impact that we can have on others. And this is why I truly consider what we do to be something called lifestyle blogging. And I'm going to come to what I mean by lifestyle blogging shortly. So just a couple of housekeeping rules for creating some kick-ass social media platforms. I actually recommend that you create a specific dedicated business page. And we're so lucky that Arbonne have literally mapped out for Facebook how to create a business Facebook page, and just given us some key guiding principles. And this is all available on the source. So if you jump into the source and type in social media, it will give you like so many amazing documents that you can have a look at, just to give you a bit of inspiration and also ensure that your page is compliant. And the reason why I suggest creating a specific business Facebook page and not just using your personal page to run your business is because not everyone's going to actually understand your journey. Not everyone's going to love that you're actually successful, or you're doing something different, or that you're growing as a person. And some actually might get a little bit jealous. So if you've got a business page and you've invited them along to like your business page, they've liked it, and they don't like what you're posting, they can simply unlike your page. So if your business, on the other hand, though, is all over your personal page, they actually could unfriend you, and then you might get offended. And this was a lesson I learned, and I'm very grateful for the lesson because I can share it with you, that I had a lot of stuff I was posting on my personal page, and it probably was too much. And I had people unfriend me and actually block me, which was an accident. It was just one person, but it actually really upset me. Whereas if I had have just directed them to my business page and they just unliked my business page, that's a bit of a bugger, but so what? You know I've personally unliked business pages and unfollowed business pages where I haven't necessarily connected with the content. So if it's all over your personal page, they have the potential to unfollow you or unfriend you. Whereas if it's on a business page, they can just unlike your business page and your friendship can really continue. So this is really a reason why I encourage you to really put things separately. And there are absolutely going to be times where there's a bit of a blurring or a delineation between what you post on your personal page and what you post on your business page. And what I personally do is I put kind of like the big stuff usually goes on my business page, and the smaller stuff goes on my personal page. And yes, I totally acknowledge I'm shrinking a little bit, but some of my friends just aren't necessarily really ready to see that success. They might not be necessarily having success in their own lives, whereas the friends that have liked my Facebook page are very happy to follow that journey. So you can still post on both, but I'd encourage you to primarily use your business account for all of your business posts. So this slide is really all about my recommendation for you to get a professional headshot done. It does not have to be expensive. You can actually take a great photo of your face with no sunnies, no hat, just good lighting outdoors. And if you can't afford a professional photographer to give you a headshot piece, then just get your partner to take one with, all of those things that I've just said, or even get your best friend to take a decent headshot of you with a beautiful face full of your gorgeous Arbonne makeup and just a really happy, smiling face. So here are some examples of some good profile shots on dedicated business pages. And you can see they're all like front on, it's all of the individual person. And what I would recommend in using a professional photo, or even just getting a good quality photo of yourself, is you use that same photo across all of your different social media platforms and even on your Arbonne business page. So you're making sure that your photo, your name and your message is the same on everything. So if someone goes across to your different social media platforms, they can clearly identify, oh, yeah, that's Janelle Briggs. Oh, yeah, that's Irina. So I would encourage you to use yourself, not one of your cats, or a lovely picture of your family. And to reinforce my point, Here are some examples of some real life actual business page profile photos that I would encourage you not to copy. So these are, these gorgeous individuals have specifically chosen this, but it just doesn't tell me who they are. Like, who is it? Even that beautiful photo where all the three women in the bottom corner are really, really happy. I actually don't know who the consultant is on their page. So I would really encourage you just to do one clear headshot and just use that one. So, cover photos. This is specifically for Facebook. This is your personal preference. So you can use a photo that represents you and your brand, and I'm going to come to what that is in just a second. You can use a quote. My current cover photo is actually up there, which is the quote by Henry Ford, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. You could use a family photo, you can use a team photo, or just even another photo of yourself, even with a quote from Photify. And Photify is the most amazing app that you can download that you can really just personalize some of your images and just take them from good to great. I guess the cover photo is really just something that connects you and your brand to the viewer. And Arbonne actually have, as you can see here on the right-hand side, some amazing cover photos if you would like to use an Arbonne cover photo. But my advice, I guess, is really just use a photo that connects with your brand, and you can work out ultimately what that is, whether it is a quote or whether it is a beautiful image like one of the Arbonne ones. So now on to actually posting stuff. So we've kind of got some of the housekeeping done. The way I like to actually think of my social media accounts, as I mentioned this earlier, is I feel like I'm a lifestyle blogger. So what does this actually mean? When it comes to your posts, how are you actually showing your life to the world? So I love to kind of blog through images and short statements all about my lifestyle and what I personally get to do as a result of my business. Because we do so much cool stuff and many of it we just take for granted. So I really encourage you just to post about it. But how do you go about doing lifestyle blogging? So, it's great to say, okay, cool, what do I post about? And I can post about this or I can post about that. But really, how do you do it well? And what I would recommend you do is identify your brand. What are you and what do you represent? So my brand, for example, is I'm a 36-year-old mum to 3 gorgeous kids. I'm authentic, I'm energetic, I'm generally always happy. I love doing life with others and helping people. I absolutely love my online business, which permits me to spend more time with my friends and my family. And I absolutely work my business around my family, and I also love traveling. So if you looked at my social media pages, you probably think, you know what, yep, that actually describes her. So what's your brand? So in watching this training, you have a bit of a call to action. I would love you to write down, either now or after this training's finished, 3 things that you're passionate about and what are the reasons why you love life, because this is actually going to become your personal brand. And as you grow older and as you grow in your business and as your business evolves, your brand is actually going to change slightly, and that's completely great. It's normal and it's okay. So just as your brand evolves, make sure that your posts are evolving in line with what your personal brand. And so the next step when you're thinking about, okay, how do I post things on social media and what should I be posting, is really all about identifying your message to the world. And it's not just in Arbonne. So mine is to empower women to step into their greatness and become the best version of themselves. And I'm also unapologetic about helping bring their gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous mummies home from their corporate jobs to their babies and kids. Now, this doesn't mean that I don't and will not partner men in the business, and it doesn't mean that I won't partner Gen Ys or people that don't have families, but my absolute ultimate passion is to partner mums and empower them to be present, to be great, to be that mum and a global entrepreneur. So your second call to action is to write down your message to the world. So what are the top 3 to 4 things, I can speak, that you're ultimately passionate about? And this isn't your brand, but it's kind of like a grand version of your why. So I encourage you to write that and then really think about these 2 things when it links back into actually what to post. So whenever I'm thinking about what to post on social media, I come back to my message and I think about the value of my post in inspiring, my viewers to be empowered, to take inspiration from whatever I'm posting about, and knowing that I'm actually showing them what's possible. So you can really see that there's much more deeper layers than just posting something just for the sake of posting something. But what I hear a lot of people say is it's all right for me though when I post stuff online because I'm already a vice president, I've already got the car, I've earned the free holidays, I'm confident in public speaking, at least on camera. I'm kind of crapping my pants quietly, but I appear confident on camera. I guess their perception is that I've got a way more interesting life than them. And there are absolutely a lot of people, and you yourself might be watching this thinking, well, I'm just a normal person, I'm a stay-at-home mum, or I'm someone who just works in a stock standard job, and I really have nothing exciting to share, or nothing that other people will want to look at. So, I have a question to ask you. Do you know who these people are? They are the amazing Kardashians. But do you actually know what they're famous for? I had to Google this because I was like, oh, I'm not really sure what they're famous for. They're actually famous for nothing. Kim went to school with Paris Hilton. Their father was O.J. Simpson's lawyer. Kim had a sex tape leak. But that's pretty much it. We are all, though, completely obsessed with their family. So I want to share something completely revolutionary with you. The Kardashians did not get famous from anything or something in particular. There was nothing exceptional that they did. Kim just shows us, as does the rest of her family now, just the bare bones of her life, warts and all, and we are now totally and utterly obsessed with her. She just sits on her couch, talks to her family, she goes out for lunch with her mum, she goes to her store dash. She's just like us, but she has become a complete and utter global sensation. But there's nothing ultimately special or completely exceptional about her. She's just opened up her life to everybody, and she's been very relatable. She's been vulnerable, like we've seen her cry and really what upsets her. And she's just let us as the viewers see her for who she really is. And now we all absolutely love her as a result and can totally relate to her because we think, she's just like us. So the reason why I'm sharing this with you is you are the star of your own show. You are unique. So be you, be authentic, post stuff about you. People want to see the human side of you and see your crazy kids or your funny husband or your crazy cat. People just want to be able to relate to you and think to themselves, you know what, Kate's having fun in her business and she's just like me because I see what she's posting on social media. So maybe I could do this business too because she's a crazy cat lady like me. Like if you could see my cat right now, he literally was at the vet today and he has this crazy cone on his head. So I'm kind of thinking, how can I post something about my gorgeous cat and make a bit of a joke about him, but just being relatable, and then perhaps people can have a little bit of a laugh. And I guess, I love to, inspire people to think, gee, you know what? Kate walks her kids to school every morning and every day, every afternoon to drop off and pick up, but she still works. How does she do that? Maybe I should chat to her about what she does. So unfortunately, image is everything in this business. And we learnt this for those of us that have attended Colette Word and then heard her speak at our Dream, Believe, Achieve conference earlier this year in January 2017. This is ultimately, your image is ultimately what draws people in. So a massively, massively, massively huge tip in line with your image and in line with what you're posting on social media is I really encourage you not to post anything like a sentence or a status that's just writing. Always, always, always post something that has an image or a video included because we have almost zero attention spans. If you think about your own viewing on social media, do you look at the pictures or the words more? Because no one is going to read, and I certainly speak for myself here, I'm not going to read a long post without looking at a picture. You've got to include a picture because it could make, you could have the most amazingly epic status, but if you don't have a visual of some kind, it's highly likely that people are just going to scroll straight past it. Now, if you're sitting here watching this training and you haven't actually set up your business page yet, then I would suggest that before you publish it and send out the invites to all the people that you know, I'd actually suggest having a few posts that you've already thought about in line with your brand and your message to the world, and actually post them on before going out and inviting all of your friends and your network to like your business page. Make it interesting. Make your new viewers, because when they like your page, they're going to scroll through your page, and if you've got no content, they're immediately going to lose interest. So go through and give them the content because we are content crazy. I would also really encourage you, and this might make you want to crap your pants a little bit, but it's actually a good thing. Do a video. Welcome people to your page. Do a video where it's you, you might have your crazy cat in the background or your kids are going nuts. do a video, welcome people to your page, encourage them to follow your journey, and watch you as you change your life and create whatever it is through your brand and your message. Because the way I see social media, it's kind of like a shop window. Like, I want to keep it current, I want to keep it edgy, I want to keep it relatable, I want to keep it ever changing, and most importantly, fun. Because, your shop window at the end of the day, because we don't have a retail store, we are like our retail store through our computer screen in our home. Your shop window is your social media account. That is where our shop opens up. So, we really need to be posting consistently, not constantly, consistently. And the best practice, best practice is do it once a day. If you can't do it once a day, do it a couple of times a week. Just make it consistent. And I think, there's no real best time to post things on social media because it really depends entirely on who your audience is. But I encourage you to have a bit of a play around to see what's getting the most views, whether you do it in the morning, whether you do it at lunchtime, or whether you do it of an evening, and have a look at the different days that you're posting and just see what gets the biggest hits. And then you'll know with your audience when is the best time to post to get the most amount of views on that. But the main thing is just keep it consistent in whatever it is that you're doing. So in terms of some posts, I just thought I'd give you a couple of example posts about what I've recently done from my Facebook page and just the number of views. This isn't to say that my posts are like gold. It's just some examples to show you the kind of lifestyle posts that I have done, just to give you some inspiration that maybe you can do something similar. So these are different posts that I've posted. There's been me in a coffee shop doing some work, walking my kids to school. The bottom left-hand one is where I took my recently passed away grandfather to hospital for a checkup. And I was able to do that because I didn't have to go to a normal job. I just rearranged my morning, took him to the hospital. He had his appointment. While he was there, I just went to a local coffee shop and just did some planning. And that post got nearly 1,500 views. Just from me sitting in a coffee shop, just blogging about what I was doing. Another one had over 1,100 views, and I was just posting these cute little food packs that I'd made for my team when we were attending a conference together, just to give them some sustenance. So you don't have to be posting like crazy, amazing things. Just a couple of more examples of where I've posted more specific to my business. So beautiful Mimi and Natalie, who promoted to district manager at the same time, who are directly partnered with me. I just loved on them and just shared their success. And then the right-hand side one was when I launched Costas's business up in Sydney. And again, it had 1,200 views. So I'm just sharing what it is that I'm doing. So you can sort of get some inspiration and get some ideas from some of those posts. But what about posting about our products? Because we do two things in this business. We share the business and we share the products. So I've spoken about doing some lifestyle blogging and sharing what it is that I am able to do because of my business. But what about our products? Okay, so please believe me when I say this from a place of love, people do not give a about our products. They do when they're trying them, but not when it's posted online. I can assure you, because I have tried it, and I'll show you my post in a second, I have very rarely sold products through my social media account. I feel that it's a little bit tacky, it's a little bit low end, and it's really what other people do. Your social media account is just not an opportunity to flog the products. So please, if you are doing this or if you're thinking of doing this, don't or stop. And you can see where I went wrong. So this is a couple of examples of what I mean. These are some posts like that. The one on the left here had 187. This one had 190. I was just, on the way on the plane to Sydney doing some, subtle hashtag product placement. And I was getting, talking about the surprise and delights that were on offer. I did not sell any products from those posts. And these ones are even worse. So you can see this one here in the middle, it had 47 people view it. Now, when you compare that to my lifestyle blogs, on average, I get about 1,500 views, and I've had over 5,500 on some of them. So I really wanted to share with you, if you're only gonna ever post about the products, you might as well just not post, because it simply creates your brand as one of those people who are just trying to sell their audience something, and people will just keep on scrolling. Now, don't get me wrong, you can absolutely post about products, but make them relevant to you, because you are the brand. So here are some examples of some more successful posts that I've done on Facebook again, where I've included the product. So rather than create a generic product about how awesome our makeup is and putting this little makeup, in a picture and making it look really pretty, I'd actually encourage you to do a pre-recorded or even go for gold and go for a live, makeup tutorial and actually show people how to apply the makeup. Do a basic face or do a before and after shot, but use yourself because you are your brand and people want to see you and what you're doing. So make sure whatever you're doing with the product is directly related to you. There's an amazing woman in our sideline who's not in my team but in the sideline team called Linda Klukas. She actually does this really, really well. She does Makeup Mondays. On Monday, she does a little tutorial. They only go for like between 1 minute and 3 minutes, where she'll just do a key point on eyes or cheeks or contouring or lips or how to apply a basic face really quickly and get out the door. So give people content. People love it. So if you want some inspiration, you can totally check out Linda. Another little tip is, I mentioned before you can use Photify. There's also a great app called WordSwag. They're free apps. A picture can look really, really beautiful, but adding in some words or even your own username totally brands it as yours, and it can make a standard image really epic and relatable because everybody is watching you. No matter where you're at in your business, if you've been in your business for 5 days or 5 years, everyone is watching and you actually don't even know it. People have watched my journey and they have not said or commented or liked anything I've posted. But then the next time I saw them, and it was about a recent post, they've actually asked me about it. And I didn't even think that they'd seen it, but they had. And I've had people join my business after watching my journey for more than 3 years. They've watched me, never liked anything, never commented on anything, and then out of the blue have just popped up because the timing has been right for them. And they've said to me, Kate, I need to talk to you about this Arbonne thing. So they've proactively contacted me purely by the stuff I'm posting on social media. So this is how social media can totally and utterly help you in your business because everyone is watching, and I'm a massive Instagram and Facebook stalker. But guess what? People are stalking and stalking me too. So if you're doing that, chances are people are doing it to you too. So give them content and give them a good show. And I just want to show you a couple of posts here just before I move on to the next slide, just with regards to the product posts. So you can see like I had over 1,000 people, look at these two. And then this one where I was actually taking the mickey out of myself because I was trying to do like an awesome product placement post. And I happened to be on the beach with my pregnant belly with baby number 3. And these 2 kids who aren't even mine, as I took the photo, and my kids were being feral, so I only took one, they like popped their heads up out of my beach bag and they were like, hello. And so I was like, you know what? I could totally like not post that, but I'm going to, and I'm going to take the mickey out of myself. And it turned out that like over 4,000 people viewed that post. Like what? People just want content. They want to see me. They want to see my fat belly on the beach. I don't know why, but they did. So I gave it to them. So you can absolutely post about product, but just make sure it's relevant to you and think, how is my post inspiring others? Is it making them, have a bit of a laugh? Is it inspiring them to consider doing something similar themselves? Is it inspiring them to take a leap of faith? Like whatever it is with the post, make sure you're thinking of those things. So message, brand, and inspiration. And you also super importantly. So, once you've set up your pages and it's really all ready to go, you invite everybody without question that you are connected to on Facebook, invite them to like your business page once you've got content on there. Your personal page is linked to your business page, so just do it. You're running a business at the end of the day, so don't be picky about who you invite. Eric Worre, our amazing Eric Worre, our network marketing guru, has said that if everybody in your life does not know that you have an Arbonne business, or a business, you didn't mention Arbonne, I'll just add Arbonne in there for mix, then you're actually not in business. But so be proud of what you do. If they don't like it, who cares? Are they the ones paying your bills at the end of the day? I guess once you've created your page and, and you invited everybody and some have liked it and some haven't, that's okay. Where do you go next when you've actually invited all of your network? So this is where I love this slide because it gives you an opportunity to truly connect with people. Because in the old world, and I refer to the old world like sort of when I started 3.5 years ago, and sometimes even in our current world, we might meet a random. We might meet someone at a coffee shop or meet someone in Myer or David Jones or wherever it is that we're like having a look around, or a clothing store, and you just think that they are amazing. Like their customer service has been exceptional. They're such a friendly person. They're totally bubbly. You've just truly connected with them. And you're thinking, you know what, I would love to work with you. And they might even be a perfect fit for the business. We used to be trained to say to them, hey, I've got a left of field question to ask you. I've got this amazing business opportunity. I think you'd be amazing at it, la, 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 la. And so the story goes on. Can I grab your number? Or, if I sent you some information, would you watch it? But the thing is, not everyone really is comfortable giving out their number these days. So where do you go? Like if you meet someone and you want to connect with them, how do you actually connect with them? Well, guess what? We have social media at our hands. So Facebook is such a simple way to truly connect with people. It's really casual to add someone to Facebook. You don't actually, I found, have to be really, really good friends with someone to actually be friends with them on Facebook. So I recommend that you try this little slightly different tact, and that is connect with people on social media. Now, it does come with a bit of a caveat. If you are a private person, then I would encourage you to think about how you're going to be adding them into your Facebook network, because if you're a private person, then this might not necessarily work for you. So it's up to you in whether you do this, but I have done this and it's working. And people that I have become friends with on Facebook that I've only met once, sometimes twice, are asking me questions and they're commenting on my posts and they're liking my posts. So they're watching me. Now, I haven't really spoken to them much about what I do. They know what I do. And I have asked them to like my page, and I'll talk you through how I did that. But it's a really good opportunity to connect with people. So instead of going through those standard prospecting questions like, I think you'd be amazing at this, if I sent you something, would you watch it? Just connect with them on social media. And instead, when you meet with them and you've connected with them, just before you finish your conversation with them, just ask them one simple question. Hey, are you on Facebook? Awesome. I'll totally find you. What's your name? And then you just literally punch their name into your phone and you send them a friend request. They may or may not accept your friendship request. 100% hit rate I've got on this, 100%. Because when I meet with them, I'm asking them all about them. I'm being a nice person. I'm genuinely interested in what they have to say. And they're like, oh my gosh, you're not a random weirdo. I'd totally love to connect with you on social media. So if they accept, you can connect with them and totally and utterly stalk their posts, like in a non-weird way. But go through and find out a little bit more about them. And, if you genuinely like their posts, like them, like actually like them and comment on them and be interested in their life. Be a good person. They're going to think you're amazing. Like they've just met you, you've connected on Facebook and you're commenting and liking things and being a really lovely person, even more than probably some of their other friends. Obviously don't be weird about it. Like don't comment on every single thing, but just be, normal and nice and comment on a few things that you genuinely love. So after a week or two of commenting, what I'd suggest after you've got to know them just that little bit more is actually invite them to like your business page or your Instagram account. They might have already seen your page if they are actually a good stalker, like me. I've actually stalked a lot of my people and found out what they do. Or they might not have found your page. But they are then going to know what you do as soon as you've invited them to like your Facebook page. Because my business is a representation of my brand, and they're going to absolutely start asking me questions about what I do if they've got an open mind or an entrepreneurial mindset. Now, the one thing I'll say about this is it's not going to work straight away. So don't expect, that, you'll have these amazing future business partners just like coming at you left, right, and center. You have to spend the time and do the work to build a relationship with them and truly connect with them. So even if you're not getting any likes and no one's commenting on your posts, just keep going. And the reason why I say this is, recently we've had beautiful Jo join me directly because she was a silent watcher. She just watched me for that long. And then finally when she was ready, she's connected with me. And this post that I've put up here, I just used the same image that Stuart Armfeld had on one of his posts, an amazing executive national vice president from the UK, and I referenced this as his photo. And I just spoke about me coming up for breath in corporate, how I just, you can go through and find the post and read it if you really want to, but it connected with one amazing woman and she responded immediately after that post. And she's coming to the Discover Arbonne event with me next week because she saw this post and she was ready to join because she really resonated and connected with the message that I had shared on that particular post. I really don't think you can understand the power of social media until it starts coming back at you. It's attraction marketing. So if you want to understand a bit more about that, Google it, but we're going to do a further training on this in the coming months. And speaking of attraction marketing, it brings me to my next point, Facebook Lives. Who wants to crap their pants at the very thought of these? That would be me. Even though I do them to our team all the time, I still get really, like, I'm sweating even thinking about it. I still get really nervous at the thought of them. But we have this amazing tool that means we can have our own TV show on our own Facebook page. So if you don't use this, you're missing out, because you can do a Facebook Live, and if you hated it, just don't upload it. And the only people that saw it were the people that saw it live. So you can upload it or not upload it. It's completely up to you, but don't not do them is the key thing, because they're so powerful. It's so real. It's so raw. So when you're going to do a Facebook Live, don't try to be perfect. It's totally boring. Stuff up. Make mistakes, like have high energy, because if we're watching a show, and if you think about this yourself, if you're watching a show and the person that you're watching stuffs up, they forget their lines, they trip over, they make a mistake, that's the best bit. Like, that's the bit that we resonate with and that we connect with, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're a human, like, you know, you're totally relatable, like, you're not perfect, you're just like me, I'm not perfect either. So the fear of what to say if things go wrong or things, you know, you mess up a little bit, great, brilliant. Like, just say, I totally just stuffed that up. Sorry, guys. And just keep on moving on, because you're going to be really relatable. And if you're being really relatable, people are going to think, you know what, like, I could totally maybe do this too. Maybe I should have a chat to her. But if you're too perfect, no one's perfect. And you'll set such a high standard that people just won't feel as though they'll be able to join you in the business. So some things you can do on Facebook Live. I would encourage you to do a Facebook Live about talking about your dreams for the future. No one talks about their dreams and their aspirations. You know, it's such a refreshing thing to be able to see someone talking about their dreams. So, you know, being inspired and talking about why you're doing the business and talking about dreams, because we all have them, is a really great opportunity for you to do a quick, you know, Facebook Live event on your business page. Another great idea, and I'm totally going to do this in the next 2 weeks, so I'll put that out there, make sure I do it, is, because I get nervous too. Like, I get nervous, and it's okay. I'm still going to do it. I'm going to totally stuff up, but who cares? I would encourage you to have a Q&A with someone from a different background or a different age. Maybe you can buddy up with one of our gorgeous sister lines from our team and do a bit of a Q&A with them. Even someone outside of Arbonne. So I'm planning, although he totally doesn't know this yet, so he's going to hear me in the next room, I'm going to do a Q&A with Luke, who's my man. And I'm going to have my questions, and I'm just going to ask him what he thought about when I first started this business and what he sees now. So how has he seen my journey, my confidence, my transition from being really grumpy, really angry, mean mum who loved what I did but had no time, to having so much time, I'm like desperate to like fill it in with lots of stuff. So I'm gonna do an interview with him, and it's gonna be real and it's gonna be very raw, and I'm not scripting him, so gosh only knows what's gonna come out his mouth. But it's just something different. It's just different content. You know, you can do, another thing you can do is makeovers. Do a live makeover. The key with this is lighting is critical. So if you're going to do it in crappy lighting, don't do it at all. I'd actually encourage you, I'm just going to get something off my screen, to get one of these bad boys off eBay, or invest in a really good quality ring light that's actually going to, Janelle's got one too. Oh, amazing. Lighting's mission critical if you're going to do anything with makeup. So get a good quality ring light. They are a couple of $100 off eBay, or you can get the one that I have and Janelle has. It's like $20 delivered to your door. Cha-ching. You know, you can be alone in the bathroom with no makeup on and show how to do your face in 5 minutes. You can do a Discover Arbonne Facebook Live. But there's a whole training I want to do on that, because I would encourage you to do it in a private group, not just slam your newsfeed with Facebook Live Discover Arbonne events. You can do a girls' night out video. So I'm totally planning on doing this when we go to Vegas. I'm going to do a Facebook Live and just show us like getting ready and doing our makeup and just showcasing the incredible culture and friendships that we have in our business. So, you know, how to get ready with your makeup on, listen to some music, have a bit of fun. Another example, you can do a book review or a product review or a personal development review, just like what we do, like what Holly did in training on Monday. She did a book review on an incredible book called The 5-Second Rule that's having a significant difference on her. Do a book review, Facebook Live. Like, you can script it if you want to and have your dot points, but there's just some different ideas to get you going. Again, though, the key is consistency. Build it, and they will come. If you're building something, you know, they will absolutely come. It will take some time. So don't expect to generate, immediate results straight away. It will take some time. And also don't expect to generate some excitement if you're only posting once a month. Like, consistency is absolutely the key. Cool. So I'm just going to share with you a couple of do's and don'ts in addition to some of the things that I've already suggested. So one of the things I would encourage you to do, and I made this mistake when I first started, which is one of the reasons, it's a really, really great lesson that I learned so early on in my business. Please don't create a business page, put some content on there, and then literally share every single post you do on your business page to your personal page. Because the people that have liked your business page, now again, get everybody to like your business page, the people that have opted in are happy to see that. But people, some of your friends, as I said at the start, they're not going to understand your journey. They're not going to necessarily be supportive, which is disappointing, but it's their problem, not yours. They're going to get really frustrated with you posting everything. It's not the best way to go about things. So just post it on your business page. Now, there are some things you can share, but I would absolutely encourage you not to share every single post that you do on your business page onto your personal page. Now, also don't be a walking ad for the product. Now, we always say to be a product of the product. That is, wear Arbonne makeup, not makeup from the chemist. Use Arbonne skincare, not skincare from Maya or David Jones. But don't constantly slam people with products, which is some of the product posts I was talking about before, because it really doesn't work, and your personal brand is really going to be negatively impacted, because remember, we're lifestyle bloggers. So if you're starting to post things like, PM me for great deals, or I'm doing end of month orders, like I'm just collecting orders, totally message me if you want to add something in, or PM me if you want some samples, or I've got big discounts for orders in the next month. I really encourage you not to do that. Again, it's just tacky. It's again one of those people that you're going to be perceived as one of those people that's just pushing something and selling something. You could absolutely private message people those things, but I would not encourage you to broadcast it, blanketly on social media. Number 3, don't hustle in Facebook groups. I've seen this time and time again, and it's so disappointing. There's nothing worse than having people post stuff in Facebook groups, and then, like a mum who might be looking for a thing to help her daughter with eczema, and then 40 Arbonne consultants just slam and comment, and offering that mum samples and products and, free trials and all this kind of stuff. How do you think it comes across? It's pushy, it's salesy, it's always cult-like. What if the first consultant, as an alternative, offered to help out that person and said, I'll private message you with some more information, and then all the other Arbonne consultants that had seen that this person was an Arbonne consultant and had responded, reinforced that, we really encourage you to go and see that person. The product is amazing. You really will get some incredible results from it, because this completely and utterly emphasises the amazing culture that we're part of, and supports the initial person that got in first, because we are one Arbonne, and what one person does affects everybody. So be the person that people want to hang around, and be that connector, and be the person that emphasises our culture and offer people our services, essentially, if you're in. And I would encourage you not to use Arbonne lingo. For people that are outside our organisation, they don't understand what a sponsor is. They don't understand what like a regional vice president is, or an area manager. I would encourage you to use language that a 7-year-old will understand. So for me, when I'm talking about the level of, like, my level in the business, I say I'm at the 3rd level, which is out of 4 levels. So I'm at the 3rd level in the business, which is called regional vice president. Rather than saying sponsor, I say business partner. So a 7-year-old will understand what on earth I'm talking about. So if you're wanting to, use Arbonne lingo, I would encourage you to think about what's an alternative option that you can use. And now onto the positive stuff, the do's. So do think about what you're doing, because it really does impact everybody, the good and the bad. Have a presence on social media and use it as a tool to build and connect with people and build relationships and really share your lifestyle. So the vibe you're putting out there, the positive vibe as well, is absolutely going to impact all of the consultants. And some of the consultants you'll never even know, because we're all kind of connected in one way or another. So, it really does give us a level of responsibility. So consider what we're offering, and the value and the inspiration that we're giving. Remember that people are absolutely watching you. Just because they're not interacting with you on social media does not mean they're not watching / stalking you. Number 7, promote your team and your sidelines. This is one of the ones I'm honestly most passionate about. I have absolutely found that people respond so much more if somebody else promotes them. And what I mean by that is I did a post recently for gorgeous Natalie in our team where she stood up and gave a particular training segment in one of our region trainings, and she just nailed it. Like, she really did such a good job. So I took a photo of her like a proud mama bear, and I posted that photo on her wall. I'm pretty sure I used like Word Swag, the app, to kind of do a little like congratulations, or you smashed it, or some sort of personalized wording on there. Literally, so many of her friends commented on that post and said, congratulations, keep going, you're doing so well, you're so inspiring, I'm loving watching your journey. She got so many likes and loves, and it really, what things like that do is they really just emphasize the culture that we have for others to see. We have an amazing culture. It's almost not normal. So, you know, if our friends are going to be seeing that positive vibe that we're putting out for some people and that people are putting out for us, and the amazing, incredible Arbonne community that we work in, and it brings so much intrigue because it's really unlike anything that anyone has ever been involved in before. So post on people's walls, like take photographs, you know, of them, or put a little inspirational quote on their wall. And I really encourage you to be one of those really positive people that are absolutely loving on others and showcasing this incredible culture. And number 8, be positive all the time. You know, don't complain, don't be negative, be the person that people want to follow, and be that positive ray of light in a world that is full of negativity. So that is essentially it for the training. So, you know, be honest, be vulnerable, be totally open, you know, if you're willing to be about your life, be a lifestyle blogger. You know, people see that Arbonne is absolutely the vehicle for me and my family to live my fun but very, very real life. And they do think, well, Kate does this, perhaps it's for me too. Like, I don't know, maybe I should ask her. Because you're going to absolutely post things and something is going to resonate with someone and they're going to want to get in contact with you. You will post something at some point and the penny will finally drop. They will realize that you are Willy Wonka and they have a golden ticket and they're going to want to come and collect, and they will connect with you. Because really all we want to do at the end of the day is just inspire people, whether they do Arbonne or not, inspire people to start living their dreams, be bold, chase their dreams, like don't settle, thrive, don't survive. And I guess in that regard, like you might inspire people even if it's got nothing to do with Arbonne. So one of my beautiful friends, Sarah, who I have asked to join me in the business and she has said no, but she's a gorgeous, loyal, preferred client. She bumped into me, this was about a year ago now, and she stopped me and she said, Kate, I have to share something with you. Your journey has inspired me so much in my life that I took a leap of faith just like you because of you. And I went and applied for a job that is completely got nothing to do with anything that I've ever done in my past. I didn't think I had the skill sets, but I thought, you know what, Kate did a total change. Why can't I? And I just wanted to say that because of you, I applied for that and I just got offered the job this morning and I couldn't be happier. And honestly, like, it makes me really emotional because that has nothing to do with my business. There's no financial gain for me whatsoever, but the fact that just my journey inspired her to take her own leap of faith. She's so happy in this job. She's able to work from home. She can pick up her kids from school. And I inspired her, like, just from what I'm posting. And so this is the power of social media. Like, you guys have this in the palm of your hand. So totally and utterly leverage it. Because, like, you know, I'm not saying I'm amazing with my social media, but I'm doing it consistently and it's connecting with people and people are resonating with it. And there are people that do it far, far better than me and their names are listed on this board. So I would really encourage you to follow people like Nicola Wills, Christy Dryling, Amber Brunsden, Elizabeth and Danny Clark are the most amazing couple. Gosh, they're amazing and so inspiring, from the UK. Thomas and Selena Shrimpton, and Katarina Cesare, who's a gorgeous, gorgeous Gen Y regional vice president in Arbonne, who operates out of New South Wales or Canberra, New South Wales. Anyway, it doesn't matter. She's in Australia. So I really encourage you to follow them and just keep finding people that you really connect with. You know, ask around, ask some of your sister lines. Who do they follow on social media? Who have they really connected with? So go out and have some fun, because how cool will it be if we see your name added to the list of people to follow? So that is it for my training. And now I would love to, I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to open it up for you guys for questions. Oh, I have to stop my share.